Hi students, so welcome back and today we are going to learn about Form 5 Science Chapter 2.2 Nutrient Requirement in Plant. So basically last week we do until here and this week video we are going to learn about the nutrient needed for plant. So like human need vitamins, need mineral, need water. So does plant. So plant needed nutrient categorized into two categories, which is macronutrient and micronutrient. As we learned before, micro means what? Small. Okay. Nutrient means the things that you need, the requirement, the food. Micro means small. So you just need a small nutrient, small quantity of the nutrient. So for example, we can see it here, micronutrient needed by little bit only. That's why he says small quantity. Boron, molybdenum, iron, zinc, copper, and manganese. Same like human. Human also need iron. Still remember or not? Iron. Iron is to make blood cells, red blood cell. So again, so microscope, microchip, all the micro thing is very small, microscopic. Macro means big. So a lot the government. Why I want to talk about the government? The maybe the government need a lot of money. Is it? You need large quantity of what? Nitrogen, magnesium, oxygen, phosphorus, sulfur, hydrogen, and so on. I think you just remember a few lah. I think the more famous one will be. So there are a few more famous ones. So let's scroll down because I know usually, I'd say again, usually exam will ask more towards, you can see here, phosphorus, potassium, which is they tend to ask nitrogen. These are the few famous ones. And you can scroll down. Yeah, okay. So these are the few famous ones, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. They always ask in the question like this. I don't know why they seldom ask other thing, but this one is that the thing that you need to look upon. Okay, so for this one, macronutrient, let's look at this one. Macronutrient needed by elements or mineral in large quantity. So one is small quantity, one is needed by large quantity. Nitrogen, these three are the top one. Nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. The function, I would say, this one you don't need to memorize. I need to put what? Disclaimer. I don't think this one you need to memorize, but just know little bit will be helpful. Okay, nitrogen to help the growth of leaf. Phosphorus, production of flower and fruit. Potassium to synthesize protein. Okay, something like this. And then you need, of course, magnesium, calcium, sulfur, oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, which unlikely I think you need to memorize, but usually most questions come out in the experiment. So focus on this experiment rather than the thing that you need to memorize, because the question that will be asked usually is about the experiment. How I know? Because I always do exercise and it's what I think, but nobody stop you from reading everything. I mean you can read. Read is good. Micronutrient. Okay, micronutrient. Boron, zinc, copper, molybdenum, manganese, zinc. I don't want to go too much into this because I don't think question will ask this thing. Disclaimer. Disclaimer. Okay. Okay. Now this is the difficult part where I need to twist my head. Plant with potassium. Okay, you need to know the deficiency. Usually, in terms of deficiency and what are the side effects of deficiency. I see whether I can turn this thing or not. Okay, so I already did some magic. I managed to turn this page. Luckily, I don't know how to teach by tilting my head. Okay, the thing that you need to know in this question is about the deficiency. Means lack of this one, what will happen? Lack of this one, what will happen? For example, like lack of calcium, there's ricket, lack of vitamin C, there will be scurvy, lack of vitamin A, night blindness. So it stays the same for plant. So healthy plant, so beautiful leaf, beautiful flower, beautiful root. Okay, now we talk about nitrogen. Lack of nitrogen, what will happen? Where you can see 2 marks. What are the observation in lack of nitrogen? Stunt growth, you will get 1 mark. Leaf will be yellow, pale green or yellow. So if you see the tree leaf is green or yellow, maybe you can tell yourself, maybe this plant don't have enough nitrogen. Maybe you should buy some fertilizer with nitrogen in it. So it makes sense. How about phosphorus? Again, here is stunt growth. And this I would say is a slight difference in bluish green and brown edges. So it's just like, then you know you're the doctor. Now you got this phosphorus deficiency disease. Phosphorus is the element. Deficiency means not enough. Still remember, deficient. I think near to the word efficient, right? Like you and I are efficient. We are very efficient in doing our work. Deficiency is like not enough of phosphorus. Still remember phosphorus for human. Human also need phosphorus. What is the why? Forget already. Phosphorus is to strong teeth and also for bone and to avoid rickets, right? So and then potassium, banana got a lot of potassium. Potential deficiency, again, stunt plant growth. And we can see here brown spot and chlorosis. That tissue around the edge. And so basically we can see stunt growth. Even the question asks the same thing, you write stunt growth, you will still get 1 mark. Only this one I would say is a yellow. This one is bluish green. And this one is like brown spot. There's more you can read more, but these are the usually what the question might ask. Of course, for healthy one, strong stem, leaf small and light green, leaf on top also. I don't want to highlight this. I don't think it will come up in exam, but you just read leaf at the bottom are bigger and dark green. Production of flower and fruit are normal. The growth of roots is normal. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. If you see growth of roots deteriorate, so we can see it's phosphorus. We can see this one got more root. So sometimes the question will just draw a picture for you. A, B, C, D, lack of what? So A is protein, B is nitrogen, C is phosphorus, D is potassium. What's your answer? So probably is, I would say is D as a B because of phosphorus. Leaf with that tissue, so you can see leaf with that tissue, so it's potassium. So yeah, this is how you remember. Okay, now you want to do experiment. As usual in science, how do you want to prove that this thing is true? You say that plant don't have not enough nitrogen, the leaf will turn yellow. How to prove it? Show me. So now I'm going to show you. Not I mean the textbook is going to show you. Okay, so before we do this experiment, we can imagine first what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to make a culture solution, what we call control variable, experiment A where everything got. Experiment B, in the B apparatus, I will say every vitamin got, every nutrient it has, except for nitrogen. And then there is C, every nutrient except phosphorus. And then there is D, every nutrient except potassium. So I do this 4 control variable. It's the same plant, almost the same size. Got sunlight. Of course you need sunlight. Like no sunlight, then test what So it's a control variable. But basically the main concept is I want to put 4 plants. I want to test it. I want to take video. I want to take picture. After that, I show the picture. I write a report. I give to my professor. I say that this thing is true because I already do it. I already check it for months, for year, and I repeat the experiment. I make sure the control variable is good, make sure no monkey eat the plant, no rabbit eat my grass, and so on, and no mom disturb my thing. So this is experiment. So before we do the question, we must have a mindset, a picture of the whole experiment. So now we have this thing. Let's see the hypothesis. What are the hypotheses? Okay, deficiency of micronutrients, stunt growth. Okay, manipulated the thing that you want to change, culture solution, responding to the growth and constant a lot. You see, like light, temperature, size, type of plant, correct or not? You cannot use one durian tree and then one banana, right? So there's nothing to test already. Durian tree, banana, mango, what is this? I don't know, rambutan. So it doesn't work because it's not the same plant. Okay, so after we do this experiment, again, do use your imagination. Sometimes the question might ask, sometimes, what are you going to do to make this experiment? So you just imagine, okay, arrange the apparatus as according to this, place the control variable, just talk like to your friend. Then for the, what is this? Let me put it as, I like to put B lah, or the next plant B section, put every nutrient except for nitrogen. Plant C put every nutrient except for phosphorus. Plant D put every nutrient except for potassium. Put them with water. Check it every 5 minutes. If you want to say boiling, if you don't say also, I think it's alright. And observe the growth. I mean, use your own word, correct or not? Use your own word to like say out the experiment. You cannot memorize. The problem with some students, sometimes they like to memorize this. Memorize, it doesn't work. You know why? Because if you read Pelangi will have their own words of writing experiment. You read Sasbadi got their own. But you read Jerde, you read textbook, everyone will have their own idea. So you need to use your own idea. Don't think that, oh, if I use my own idea, I will get wrong. No, you won't get wrong. The first one is arrange the apparatus as figure 2.A. You put 2.1 or 1 or B or C, you already get 1 mark. Okay, then you say set up the item as with the all the nutrient available. Just use your own word. I don't want to explain. Just use your own word. So after that, the question might ask, okay, now this is your observation. Culture solution without nitrogen, without phosphorus, without potassium. Size of plant, so I would say good, correct or not? The size of plant is good. Good. This one, I will write stunt growth. And this one will be the same, correct or not? Because I just copy from the up there only. How I know? Because he already got. Of course, it is not supposed for you to know. You should do the experiment. But it already show you here. Usually when I teach IGCSE, they will start with experiment, and then this one sometimes they leave it empty for students to fill up. They didn't give answer. But for this textbook in Malaysia, they already give. So you just memorize lah. It's a different exam format. Got pro and cons. Color of the leaf. You still remember or not? This one will be top light green, middle dark green. Culture solution in nitrogen, the leaf is yellowish. Phosphorus is the leaf is bluish green, correct or not? And this one is brown spot. Root growth, this one will be good. I would say it's a normal growth. For nitrogen also it's normal growth, and for the phosphorus, the root we can see again. You can copy from here. The growth of the root is deteriorate, be smaller. This one also, I think the root is reduced. So copy from here. Okay, the root is normal, and another one, the root is deteriorate, means it's very small, little bit only. And this one, the growth of the root is reduced greatly. Okay, so conclusion, is the hypothesis accepted? Form 1 to Form 5 is always yes. What's the conclusion? What's the conclusion? Let's look at the hypothesis. Deficiency of micronutrient, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, stunting growth, plant growth. So we can say that hypothesis is accepted. If you want to say that, like if you don't want to say that, the conclusion is the effect of micronutrient or the lack of micronutrient or the lack of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium will cause stunt growth. Or you can write deficiency. Hey, no wonder I'm reading it feels so weird. Like this is a problem statement. Hypothesis deficiency of micronutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium will cause stunt plant growth. Deficiency of nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium will cause stunt growth in plant. I like to use my own word lah. It's easier to use your own word to do rather than just memorize the words. I mean the keyword is not enough of what and what and what causing no growth. That is the keyword. Okay, let's look at this question. Okay, why the boiling pill are wrapped with black paper to prevent the growth of algae? Correct or not? Because if you didn't wrap it, inside here got a lot of nutrient. So if have a lot of nutrient, when there is sunlight, then the algae will grow very fast, like the aquarium. Correct or not? There's sunlight and you didn't clean the aquarium, and then very fast the aquarium will become green due to the algae. What is the importance of aerating the culture solution every day? Okay, so why do we need to aerate the culture solution every day? So that we can avoid bacterial settlement on the flask, correct or not? The bacteria will continue to grow. This one I am not quite sure, but we tend to aerate the soil, correct or not? The soil of the plant. Aerate means to let the air go in, correct or not? Menggemburkan tanah. So you chop, so the soil can let oxygen go in. So why is it important to aerate the culture solution? So probably is to avoid the bacterial settlement on the flask. So let me know if you have a better answer. Why is the culture solution in each boiling tube changed once a week with the same type of culture solution? Okay, so for this one, why we want to change it after a week? So why we want to have to change it after a week? So probably after a week, the solution already being used up, right? So we want to change it so that the nutrient, the culture solution can be continuous. The nutrient can be continuous given to the plant. After a week, the nutrient might be used up, so culture nutrient need to be changed so that plant can have the continuous nutrient. Let me just change this one. So culture need so that plant can have continuous nutrient. Okay, so this one I add one more oxygen. Now why there's need to aerating the culture solution, as I mentioned before, is to might be to provide the oxygen for the root. I'm not sure for this one, but yep, if you got a better answer, you let me know at the comment below. State one factor beside nutrient that affect the growth of the seed. So state one more factor. So for this one, we can say that you already mentioned size, type of seeding, light, temperature. Maybe we can mention carbon dioxide or humidity. So we just put here carbon dioxide. Why the question here is like so difficult? Seriously? They ask this in exam. I mean, like, this is the new syllabus, so it's really something new. So just put here gases, carbon dioxide, or humidity. I mean, this is really difficult. Seriously difficult. What is the mean by my macronutrient? Name 5 example. Thank God. This is more proper question. What is the meaning of the macronutrient? So we can see that this is at here. Correct or not? We already learned this. Macronutrient are the elements that are required by the plant in large quantity: nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and magnesium. So you give 5 because the question asks 5. What is micronutrient? Micronutrient are elements of mineral required by the plant in small quantity. Give 5 according to the question. Boron, iron, copper. How do I say? I like for me, I think this one is so difficult for me to memorize. So I will just use manganese and zinc, which is easier to write and memorize. Okay, what is the importance of macronutrient and micronutrient to the plant? Why is it important? So we can say that at here is important so that plant require it for the plant growth, development, and reproduction. Okay, so it provides necessary mineral for the plant to grow, develop, and for reproduction. So again, for this one, you still remember or not? For this one, let's start with nitrogen. Nitrogen is for what? Okay, so if you look back at the notes, as I remember, nitrogen is yellow leaf, but I cannot find yellow leaf. So phosphorus, still remembers phosphorus is the stunt growth roots. Brown spot, just now we already did. Still remember, brown spot is for potassium, and nitrogen is small leaf that falls easily. So I think enough for this video. I stop until here, and I will continue this thing 2.3 nitrogen cycle in the next video. Hope you will join us soon, and I'll see you later. Thank you and bye bye.